Welcome to another episode of Pitchside podcast. We do have a guest again today, Mr. Mahoota, Katlego Mashego. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
These are familiar surroundings. We've been here before.
I've been here for 2 years. Never. I was never alone in my life. I've been here for a while. It's good memories. I mean, it's a big team. You can see the environment. I mean, it's always nice to come back and see you and see your face. I mean, we've been together for a while, so
yeah,
it's nice that I'm here and I'm glad.
Thanks, man. Klompo, how are you, my son?
I'm good. How are you?
Usharp, skipper. How about to pass?
How can I boxing? Uno rebound in case.
What to pass you, Mara? What to pass?
Mara strike.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But I know Mabuti Kajaza.
But in the box, I'm the boss.
You know, I always say.
So leave me alone.
There's something that I always say, even now, in terms of Arabu striker, or there's one thing that I've seen you do, even from Supersport days, even from Milano Pirates, even Sundowns, really enough. You just enjoyed, you practice after that, so just to hit the sound, not at the sound the net, like you hit the net, and when it comes to a game, that's why I know so using so much power, you just precision and scoring goals. And I say that because I say there's a lot of strikers that they don't enjoy the sound of the net. So everybody, when you do extra training, most of the time we train until we're not supposed to train. We're training our strength instead of our weaknesses. And it's something like more in football, especially in this time and era, where the question always comes through as to the standard of football these days. We never speak about. We see people train. Now there's social media. We see people training, doing stuff that actually comes naturally. What else you could be doing? Certain things to improve your weaknesses. But anyway, we'll have that.
Do you think what you're doing, or or the sound of the net, or specialize? Because sometimes you need a reminder or a tico. Outside the box, place it, and then you work on that. So as a player, maybe I'm just good, and then it happened or give an opportunity for a certain team. Do I even been coached around that element? Practice this, I must not practice this now. Tell the Lord that you are important and
but I think this striker mentality in South Africa is very wrong. You know, it's very wrong in the sense that strikers want to play.
Establish a play.
Yeah, they want to play. You find a striker saying, I can touch a ball. No. There's no need for you to touch the ball. I mean, there was a game, Confed, where Spain played New Zealand, I think, in Rustenburg. Fernando Torres got a hat-trick in the first half. He touched the ball only 4 times. 3 were goals, and 1 was just a simple pass. But our strikers want to generally do a lot of work. They don't want to be where they're supposed to score. Because once you drop short, you go to the wing. Once you come back into the box, it's already too late. But you must enjoy being there. Enjoy being in a position to score goals. Our strikers don't like that. They don't want that. It's easier for you to draw because defenders will just say, no, let him go. You go there, you touch. You're right. And touch is in buffet. Why do you have to do that? Touch the ball to put it in the back of the net. That's what our strikers are. I'm not saying they're lacking, and I'm not saying they're being coached right, but I'm just saying they need to understand that as a striker, once you put in the team as a striker, your job is just to score goals. The same thing as a defender, your job is to defend. Goalkeeper, your job is to save. As a striker, put the ball in the net, man. Just love that.
Question: do those players, but the roles they are performing in the field of play now? Because I cannot be as a 6. I want to be somebody who touching the ball like a fast post.
Yes.
I
understand that.
So
but
as a striker, I'm sure there should be emphasis.
Coaches should do that. That's why I always say, and I talk about this all the time. I say, in the era where I played, I know it's not a long time ago, but in the era where I played, when I played with you, I knew Keke in the midfield wanted to boss the midfield. Tiko took pride in creating goals. That's what he wants. But the striker, what do you take pride in? Running to the wing.
and touch the ball.
Why do you have to touch it?
Yeah.
You understand? T, when you played, you enjoyed creating. You enjoyed that final pass, that assist. You know, that creativity. That's what you did.
Yeah.
But now you find players, they want to do 100 things, and it's not going to work. It's not how it's supposed to. I don't know what coaches say or what coaches do to these players, but it's something.
But also, I guess also maybe from the question I think there's a lot of, it's a combination of everything you spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
As much as football evolves, you're right. There's this element already. There's a false nine.
Yeah.
Ne? So now, even when you're a top striker, you've got this thing in your mind that you want to be a false nine.
Yeah.
So therefore, when a team creates, the team is in possession of the ball, you want to be involved in creating. But not
That's
understanding. And I think also because you speak about when you enjoyed being inside the box.
Yeah.
I think what lacks is not, like you said, it's not because of they lack the knowledge of being inside the box. I think what they lack is the patience, because you being there without you touching the ball, it's patience. Because when it comes to you, you're ready, you're fresher, you're able to make the right decisions. Now we speak about strikers not scoring goals. You look at the amount of runs that they make, and the runs that they we used to say, Rona, when we're still playing, we used to say to a striker, don't make drunk runs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so make the runs that are actually putting you in a position to score, not putting you in a position to cross. Who are you crossing for? Exactly. But yeah. Anyway, Bafethu, let's get back to the Champions League game.
Yeah.
The game in Tanzania, Bamamuru. The results is 4-0. The conditions, it's one of those games where it's very difficult to play, to be motivated to play the type of football that you want to play without any resistance. And Kamo, the pitch is AstroTurf, it's hot. What plays in the player's mind when you have such situation? You know that there's no resistance, but you still have to play the same way that you need to play. What motivates you to continue even under conditions this way?
I mean, it's where we are. Because I always hear people saying, when they refer to continental games or Champions League, they say it's difficult to play in Africa, but we're also in Africa. So I think there's countries also in Europe that have AstroTurfs. You know, it's something that we must accept and get used to. Sundowns is a big club. I don't think there'll be a player here that says, no, we're playing on an AstroTurf, and you know, now you start saying you're doubting yourself. You just need to go there and do the job. I mean, they played against a team that offered little to no resistance, you know. So for them to go there and win 4-0, it's difficult, we know, but everything is difficult in life. You know? You're playing Champions League, that's where you need to start, and Sundowns wants to win the Champions League. They have to win those games, regardless of what the conditions are. You're not going there to fight, like I always say. You're not going to war. You know, you're just going there to play football. So, even if you play on the cement ground, you know, you just go there to play football. It's there. It's something that you have to deal with. Deal with it. Go there, play, get out, come back, and now you'll have everything you want. If you want nice things, they're all here.
Yeah, Sampo, taking you back to the conditions also that we face going into the Champions League. I remember we faced a similar situation where we had to go play TP Mazembe. I remember we started training in AstroTurf just to get used to the conditions. How difficult it was, because now in reference to the new players that we have that possibly they've never been in such games where it's AstroTurf and it's Champions League.
I think key mindset, Tico, when you know you chose to play the game, you can't choose the opponent, unfortunately. So they will take you wherever the fixture says. So as a professional, goes back to Mahoota adaptation, how you see yourself in the space. I always how resistance with a shouter, no, Mpembol. It means you know any other choice but to be here and play. Whether we complain or it's hard, that doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter,
The match is like today, so we have to do the business today. So I think the mindset, no right, you can tell the boys they won 4-0. It means they want to go out and maybe they compete this year to the finals because I'm sure they're still hating from what happened last season. it's matches like this where they all prepare throughout the tournament. Because if you remember, our journey started off Haria Dolisi. That itself, it was horrible. You can't even explain to any kid to say
it won't make sense.
It won't. It won't. So only you can relate to that. No, this is what happened, and details irrelevant to people who are not going to be there or who are not there. So I think mindset is going to be important too.
Yeah, because also speaking of the least, I think that's the game that actually helped us to win Champions League. Even though it was in early stages, what we went through there, I don't wish for any footballer to go through those things. So now we have a very important fixture, and I say this in a sense how it's starting to become a fixture that is so important in South African football. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. A lot of conversations around a week before the game starts, and in the past seasons, we've been saying, Rona in Pandit's situation, we want other teams as well to start competing against Mamelodi Sundowns. We want the football to improve, the standard of the game to go up. You can see how Orlando Pirates started with all the acquisition they have. They play beautiful football. They have the players that makes a whole lot of difference when they play. So now this is the game that possibly everybody's looking forward to. What's your take on it, Mahoota? When you are wearing Mamelodi Sundowns jersey, going to Orlando Stadium, especially early on this season like this?
It's a big game, eh? I wouldn't say it's a game that as a player you look forward to, but it's a game that at the back of your mind you're thinking about, you know, because it's a game that, well, I always joke like a game like you guys, you know, but it's a game. It in a bigger picture, whatever result, it won't matter in the league, but it will build. If you win the game, it builds you or it sets you up for probably the rest of the season or the rest of the first round. It is a big game, and it's good now that Orlando Pirates is doing well. I don't know about the other black and yellow team, you know, but
he's got lines.
I always say that, you know, in South Africa, if Pirates, Sundowns, Chiefs, and to a certain extent Supersport are doing well, it augurs well for the national team. The national team will have a pool of top class players at top class teams. Maybe we might do something in the AFCON. But now Sundowns they push the level so high that the rest of the teams are struggling to keep up, you know. So it's gonna be a big game, but we all know how it might end. You know? The Sundowns team that's playing, the quality, even the guys that are not playing, it's a bit scary for a team like Pirates to face Sundowns
right now
in this moment, in this thinking, Sundowns. It's gonna be a good game for us. The guys who are looking from the outside, it's a good game, but it's gonna be a nice game. But for Sundowns, players, I think they're looking at the game and thinking this is our time to get something out of this and put ourselves in a nice position for the rest of the year, for the rest of the first round, and probably for the rest of the league.
Slompo, when you look at this, listen to what Mahoota is saying. Pirates haven't been in this position in a while where they participate in continental football, coming back domestically to still continue with that. It needs a little bit of adjustment from a player, from the team, from the coach. To know when to use this player, to, as much as coaches can come out and say every game is important, but when you're in this stage, there's games that you prioritize more.
But unfortunately, I have a reference now. Sundowns, we can easily say an upper hand because they've been in the space for too long. Now, the last season, never feel lessons. Even this year, we need to approach it differently when we get to this stage of the season. So with Pirates, everybody there is new. So they've never been in the Champions League. If they have been, of course, but 2, 3, 4 matches in the Champions League. That doesn't gives you that experience of balancing the level. The coach is new in the system. Coach Madla is not familiar with the space. So of course, Bona, but we are in the Champions League naive. Like we were when we went to Congo the other day when TP Mazembe bullied us out of the field. We went there very naive. not knowing any dynamics to Champions League. So I think Pirates are in a position dangerous too much when I look at their squad. In the last 5 games, they haven't changed much. So this is the lineup that they trust. I don't know if they know they have other players that are fit to take them to different competitions, you know, because when you go to the Champions League, you need different personnel, different mentality. When you go to now, they are in the semi-final of MTN8, so that takes a lot because they take so much out of the legs. So of course it's still early in the season, but we can easily say it's going to be difficult for Warner if they will come to this match. You know, battling a full force. Of course, they'll have to come and win this match. But then, what will it leave them after this match? Because they still have the semi-final. They still have to do well in the league as well. So it's going to be interesting, as Mahoota is saying. It's a big match, but for the neutrals who I'll be watching closely, you're gonna be pointing on the individuals to pull off their socks to make sure that the details are right, because when you play a team like Mamelodi Sundowns at this stage where they haven't lost the match, of course they will go there and you know, even if they don't win the match, they're still in a position to try some of the things that will work for them in the long run.
Because you're right, because I've been doing a lot of Pirates games. There's not many changes, and I still feel what Coach Rivera even last season was doing the same. Once he gets his team, he sticks with it. He doesn't change much on the team. This season we can see there's a lot of great individual players. Masandawana makes a lot of difference in that team. Fuke, the young boy from the Val, it makes a lot of difference within the team itself. Lepasa is on song, he seems to enjoying, seems like a new player altogether, because you can see there's a lot of synergy within the team. But then, do you think them losing this game, go high, playing at Orlando Stadium, where the pressure is so high for Orlando Pirates, and also you're looking from the fan side, which are honestly looking forward to this game to actually see Orlando Pirates, whether you can gauge them level guy now. Do you think, because now you're speaking about the pressure, do you think now Orlando Pirates, even though they're doing well, they do mentality about with the players that you've seen, the players that you know, the players that you analyze week in, week out, do you think they have that mentality, or to only be able to see that come Wednesday?
Well, it goes back to the game. How will they take that game and absorb it and absorb the pressure? Because some of the things, the player, we just had the streets talking about this match, and then you don't know how will you take it. You don't know how will Mahoota take it. As a person, I'll be like, let's go. My team is ready. But then we have never been tested into that level. So it's going to be evident after the match or which level they are at the game. At this present moment, we can easily say, no, they are playing very well. Maybe even the momentum from Stellenbosch game will take them to take Sundowns to the last minute of the game, and you'll be like, no, actually they played well. But then, like you always say, the team, you'll gauge the team's personality after losing a match or after being tested to that level. So I think we can easily wait and see what's gonna happen after Wednesday match, because like you're saying, they haven't changed much. We haven't seen other players, and we haven't seen them losing the match. What's gonna happen after that?
So Mahoota, you coming in as a player that I played with, from striker that enjoys scoring goals, confidence where it's as a striker is so important, especially playing such big games, and also I think also from a footballer, such games as a striker, kids are not setting apart. Now you want people to talk about you, you want people to acknowledge you, you want people to praise you. You look at Lepasa now doing so well. You look at Shalili coming back from an injury. He just broke another record. It seems like he doesn't want to stop. So now there's a little bit of comparison. The reason is maybe because we haven't had a striker from Orlando Pirates haven't had a striker that scores so many goals. The last time maybe they had was Mango. I think he scored 14 or 15 goals in that season. He had an outstanding second round of the season. How do you go into this game as Lepasa, knowing that you are going to be tested? We want to see actually that you are that guy actually for the team this season.
He just needs to stick to what he's been doing. He's been scoring, so clearly there's something that he's doing that is very right. So stick to that. Don't change your approach because it's Sundowns. It's a big match. This match can either make you or to a certain extent break you. So he's been scoring. He's been in good positions, and he finishes well now. lately. So I think he just needs to go into the game saying to himself, this is just another game for me to go score. Leave the Shalulile thing. Peter has scored. He's not trying to score. He has scored already. So you are trying to score. You are trying to be in that level, Peter and whatnot. Don't put yourself under pressure. You've done it. You've played 4-5 games. You've scored 6-7 goals. Just keep doing that. Once you get the momentum and you get used to doing that, then it becomes easy. But if you go into this game and say, I want to prove and whatnot, Vala will sit on your neck and you won't breathe. So don't do that. Don't do that. Just do the simple things that you've been doing and you were scoring. So keep there. Keep that, stick to that. Don't worry about the magnitude of the game. Don't worry about anything. Just stick to what you've been doing because it helped you. You scored goals. You know? That's all he needs to do.
Awesome. So also, if you look at the game, the previous game that in the league that Pirates played against Mamelodi Sundowns at Orlando Stadium, was a highly technical game. And I remember as well that at some point Sundowns were forced to defend. But that was last season. They didn't have the players that they have right now. At some point they were forced to defend. You listen to Coach Rulani this season, doesn't speak about formation, he speaks about schemes. So now from how Mamelodi Sundowns play and from all the games that you've seen, Orlando Pirates, how they play, how do you think Mamelodi Sundowns will actually approach this game going to Orlando? Will they be able to want to share position with Orlando Pirates? Will they be forced? Will they put themselves in a situation where they're forced now to defend a little bit more because of all the strength that the Orlando Pirates have this season that they didn't have last season?
Tiko, you'll be shooting yourself on the foot if you play that game with Orlando Pirates in Orlando, where you'll have to share the position with them. They're not even shy to play 5v5. They'll do that and defend with 5 and attack with 5. So that's how they do, and they've been doing that for years. You know, Orlando Pirates will catch you on a break and they'll hurt you. So I think, as you mentioned that last season we saw a match where it was so unusual to see Mamelodi Sundowns defending in Orlando. That's the respect that you give to the big team. You know what they are capable of. So you can be naive and then you're open. But it was just nice to see the respect that Mamelodi Sundowns gave to Orlando Pirates. But at the same breath, the quality differentiate the match. I mean, you saw what happened here. The results was different after whoever took the chances. Of course, Orlando Pirates hit the crossbar at some point in that match. But it goes back to who sticks to the roles and who plays the role more, because if in that match, Peter and Cassius, they were the ones troubling Orlando Pirates in that match. The rest of the players, they were playing just position play. I remember you were happy come coolies in that match, and I established the play. But how can we check up this match? It will reveal gore Pirates e mo kae leveling ya yona if bakatla go show up.
I think it's going to be a very interesting game, and I think enough for now. I'm not more interested in individuals because speaking like this is because when I won when we won the trophies, it wasn't because of one particular game. There's going to be games that you expected to show up and unfortunately you don't, but it doesn't necessarily set the season for you. I'm more interested in seeing the battle between Coach Rivero and Coach Rulani. It's because we were speaking about it off air. We want coaches that improves players. You want to see a player being coached by a certain coach. You want to see improvement in it. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of players that I see at the Orlando Pirates right now that have improved from last season. Coach Rulani, I mean, it's evident, it's there. Everybody sees players coming in here at Sundowns, they're starting to improve. So it will be very interesting to see the approach between the two coaches. And also, we were speaking about the arrogancy that normally we don't see lately from the players. So I want to see that from the coach, because I think if it starts with the coaches, it's going to rub off very nicely to the players as well. The arrogancy in terms of you as an individual that's on the pitch, making sure that whatever position that you're in, you're able to compete and win your own battles, individual battles first. If I'm playing as a 6, Tembazwane is playing as a 10. If I need to bottle Tembazwane for my team to play well, I don't need to shine. I just need to do my job so that other guys can do their job. So it will be very interesting to see the approach for Nna, because every time when these two teams play, it's a different approach all the time. I remember when they played in December last year at Call of Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Tapelo Morena now played as a left back because another problem and it became a key moment because now we isolated Saleng and everybody else were able to play, and the game was so easy because Mamelodi Sundowns won 2-0.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see how Coach Rulani plays Dikatzai or Coach Rivera in my personal opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's two coaches that are brilliant at what they do. Coach Rulani has stuff, man. He has things that he works on. He has you call them schemes, but he's got
details.
He's got a certain level of understanding of the game, and he's coming up against the Spanish coach. Obviously, we know what the Spanish are like. The Spanish like to play. That's why you see Pirates trying to do that. So it's going to be an interesting game from a perspective of the coach, how they see it and what do they want to achieve in that game. Whether they want that game to set a standard to say Sundowns won 3-0, now Sundowns is untouchable. No one can play with Sundowns or against Sundowns. So it's going to be interesting to see what the two coaches do. And obviously Coach Rivero will also want to say, no, I beat Sundowns while Sundowns was on the high. You know, those things will set them up nicely for the season. But the game itself wouldn't define the season.
Of course.
But it will change how both teams look at themselves after this game.
After the game, because also both teams have got important games come the weekend after that. So tough games.
And as you always say, a difficult match is the ones that are arrows.
Yes, those are very difficult.
Those are difficult. This kind of match is just going to be tactical. Who absorb or take the tactics very well in that match wins the match. But that match really, I don't think we're going to see much of individuals in that match. Who plays the roles will have to play their roles very well. And I think it's going to be very interesting when you mention Coach Rivero to say he can be that man who said, oh no, I played Sundowns in so many occasions and they never beat me in so many occasions. So I think more than anything he's going to be under pressure to make sure that he lives up to that standard that he has set in the previous season, because remember he won MTN in the experience of Mamelodi Sundowns. That it gives him that boost to say, no, I did it and I can still do it again. So for sure it's going to be an interesting match. As you said already, go Orlando, pressure everywhere.
I mean, bruh, I'm speaking from Mamelodi Sundowns player and I'm speaking from Orlando Pirates player. The pressure when you're playing for Orlando Pirates to go to Orlando Stadium, you're expected to entertain and to win. But now when you're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, you're expected to win. Nobody cares about your entertainment. You need to win the game. And I remember while playing for Orlando Pirates, playing against Sundowns, I needed to be more calmer. You need to be calm in such big games. Don't do anything extra. You need to be more calm, and then your game will slowly come through. When you're playing the smaller, so-called smaller teams, then from the first minute you can just start buzzing, because once you're in the lead, you can control the tempo of the game. So such games, you need to, minute by minute, you need to play the game minute by minute. Don't anticipate 80th minute. Don't anticipate 70th minute. You need to play minute by minute. And then for now personally, I felt the pressure as well playing for Mamelodi Sundowns going to Orlando Stadium. Because now holding the ball, just controlling the ball, giddy boo, what. So can you imagine what it does to you psychologically? I don't want to stress, but then I knew I don't have to play over and above. I don't have to prove anything. I just need to make sure another role important for the team. If I want to play my best game because it's such an emotional game, I need to be very smart. And it comes back to what you were saying. I always want to see individuals playing well in the season, so that we can have a bunch of players, more especially for the national team, more especially from talkability. I'm just sick and tired of having conversation was starting about since this we want other guys as well to come up and be counted for, and to see Bolepasa, to see Bomaswangani, the skills that I've never seen Adieta go Super Sport last season, to see what he's doing for Orlando Pirates. It's so amazing to see. Just that you want to see if ever there's going to be continuity in that. And also from the coach's point of view, these are the two coaches come end of the season last season. there were conversation out of who's the best coach. And I think this game, that's why I'm interested in more in the bench. I think this game will set things apart.
Yeah.
You separated,
Yeah.
the conversation will die.
Yeah,
That's it.
the Orlando Stadium. There's a match when Mahoota le Shapa Calvin Malede got this short corner. We thought, and I was watching on TV.
No, that was Ellis
No,
Park.
Ellis Park.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So I was like, this guy.
Goal of the century. But they never talk about
No,
it.
that was tough. No, that was tough.
That was
No, that was tough. No,
La
that was-
Liga stuff. If
Yeah.
Messi did that, Messi the best.
No, Mara,
the
that was
assist
tough.
the best.
No, that was tough.
That was
And then a
thinking.
little celebration on
No,
Edda even more. No, that was
But
something.
the thing is, like, you know why I don't like VAR? It's because it robs me players celebrating.
Yeah.
For football, there's more joy in celebrating, especially from
It is
African
our- I wanna
perspective.
football
and
daily emotions.
We love celebrating. Okay, but it's not here in South Africa. But I want us to get back to that. Players scoring, celebrate, my brother.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Like you score and then you played against your old team and now
And then-
they say,
then-
hey, respect. Respect what? They let you go.
Yes,
Such your corner.
But they let you go and they say,
Yeah.
no, respect the club. Yeah, I'll respect you after the game. In
Yeah,
the
but
tunnel.
you have got a
I'll
job to
greet
do.
you. Yeah.
You've got a job to do.
Like really.
No, go little tough.
Yeah,
And we
that was
practice
just-
that.
Really?
Yeah. We practice
And we did that at
So,
Supersport.
It's super sport. It's studying
Yeah.
super sport. We
When you
practice that.
tell us that day, so the defenders are available.
No, I think it caught them by surprise.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone expected that.
Even our own teammates did it.
Yeah, even our
because that
own
match
team-
was a match of that level, and your pressure. Of course,
Yeah.
you never think of something
Yeah.
like that. All
But
there, put the ball in the
That's
in the box.
exactly what sets players apart.
Ah,
That
yeah,
sets
true. Yeah, true. We
your
feel it.
Tico Mudises and
Yeah, no, we
the
feel
other
it.
ones.
Yeah, no, we
you
feel
know, in
it.
big games, you come up with something.
Modi
I mean,
Titi
this
is
man
really
scored
tight. Yeah.
a goal when Sundowns won the league against Supersport. The keeper cleared and he tried that. Any other player would control it.
Control it.
Yeah.
The chances
What if
go.
I miss?
Yeah.
And then you go safe, you play. But big players are bold. Yeah? They want that thing. They can
The
see.
adrenaline.
It's not the arrogance.
Yeah.
It's
like you say,
adrenaline.
but it's the belief in
The belief,
yourself.
yeah.
You want to try that, but if you try it, you won't know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
But
true.
you tried it and you scored beautiful goal, and we're winning the league. Imagine now when you watch a game that Sundowns plays and they won the league, you see this man scoring that goal, and you think, but this guy in this big game, this big pressure game, that's what Wednesday's game needs.
Yeah.
It needs someone to stand up. I know for Sundowns it will be, I mean, it's an everyday thing from Shishi and them, but
Yeah.
you need someone else from the other team to come up and say, hey.
But the match will be
I am
interesting.
here.
I
Yeah.
can compete. I
Yeah.
can compete.
But now our players, they don't want to do that. They don't want to try this thing. Be a hero, man.
But I think it goes back to what Tico spoke about in the beginning of this show, if you remember. He said, everyone wants to be nice person in the game. Yeah, like
everyone wants to be liked.
Yeah,
No,
liked.
it's not gonna work.
So yeah, no, I liked it when it's awkward.
Yeah.
When we're fighting.
When
yeah,
it's
I liked
awkward,
it. So
it's nice because then the character comes out.
comes out.
You
So
understand
when,
what I'm saying?
when everybody is nice to each other, that's where you can't see the real characters, because the characters are built under pressure. Under pressure. When we know that he missed a simple pass, we are not happy with him.
Yeah.
We'll go at him, and he knows that he let the team down. But the next thing, he try extraordinary thing, and goal is in. Remember the goal that he scored in against Itafia go Swallows?
That's what I say.
No, that was a pressure match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we never beat Swallows there. Go.
You scored also from halfway line against Pirates in Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean, if he tries that and he kicks it to row 50, people will say,
What is he doing?
But he's trying.
Yeah.
He tried it and it worked.
Yeah.
And guess what? It gave you confidence, and you did the same
thing for
in the
Bafana.
national team
Yeah.
against Cameroon, and you went to go sit next to Lionel Messi, but he doesn't know you anyway.
Yeah.
But
That line was unnecessary.
I knew it was coming.
It was unnecessary.
But I'm just saying,
You
know,
never
you-
disappoint.
you need to be bold. You need to be
Yeah.
yourself. You need to try these things. Football is all about that. You know,
I mean,
try yourself.
I've always say, like, there's a choice as a footballer. If you want to be an average footballer, you're gonna play safe until you retire.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's you're gonna be an average footballer. But if you want to stand out, if you have the mental, I'm not saying that everything that you think of is gonna happen. But if you want to be great, if you want to be counted, you want to be one of those players. When you look back, you'll be like, hey son, he made a difference in the game. You need to always push yourself to do things differently, to be outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
A lot of players like comfort. That's why when it comes back to the play, or everybody wants to come to the ball, everybody wants to be a playmaker, everybody wants to have a touch. That's why all the teams, most of the times, is I've seen in the PSL or in football in general, or when things are easier, everybody's a star. With 2-0 up, everybody's a star. Everybody's got a skill. But when games are difficult, people are hiding.
Three days ago. No, technology today something how about we lahlela computing? 100 complete passes.
But to where?
Which is a question now.
Yeah.
Reality of football. Everybody now is safe because of the data. So I was one of those players that were
I'm brave. About onka di risk. Sapa pasele ba intercepted 3 times. But mo ba sa intercepting high one. Ke goal.
Yeah.
So, do you understand?
So that part ya gore level, comfort.
We're taking the emotions out of the game. The data is taking the emotions out of the game.
Yeah.
Instead of improving us, it takes the emotions out of the game. We want to have 15 completed passes. But the 2 early that gave us the 2-0. You understand?
Yeah.
I can make all I need is just to create 2 goals for the team. I don't need to complete otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just that another thing, like Mahoota said, it separates Bomshishi and all these other guys from people from average players. Because there's players that are playing in a different position that needs to be average. You need to be continuously doing your job. That's why we spoke about it off air. We don't have a player in South Africa maybe that is a 6 that will play 2 touches the whole season. Because the thing is that man of the match. But football has evolved. Now we're starting paying attention to even those positions. Now details now. Football is about details. And it will be very interesting to see on Wednesday as to what details are actually gonna make a team to win or lose the match, because that also propels to the weekend's game. Because you've got no time to train and fix it. You're going straight to a very important game. And from Mamelodi Sound perspective, they didn't win the MTN 8 last season. It's a must win MTN this season. And now it's Wednesday's game is not a practice match, because they do have an important match over the weekend against also one of the big teams in the country. So it'll be very interesting to see how, first of all, Coach Lulani manages the squad, how he approaches this game, because you can't approach these 2 games the same.
Yeah, for sure. And remember, it's Sundowns. You need to win every game.
Every game, yeah.
So it's not like any other team. You lose today, and tomorrow, we tried, guys. Clap hands. We almost had a man of the match. Tico, you played well, but I bias rope. Let's clap hands. No, here you need to win. Big or small, they need to win on Wednesday. They need to win Saturday against Chiefs.
The next fixture.
They need to be in the final, win the final. They need to come back, play Champions League qualify, be in the group stages. They need to win all the time. That's what sports is about. And once you are at a team like this and you understand the dynamics of this club needs to win all the time. Wednesday, it's a must win. Whether we say whatever, but like they always say, only thing that matters is the result.
And I was very reveal a privilege of playing the different pressure matches in different teams. Because some teams that we played for, I remember at Black Leopards, we only wanted to save the status. And then I went to Supersport. I saw these people are fighting in the change room. They want to win the league. And then I went to Celtics. It's a different culture altogether. When we came here, the pressure that you're talking about, we want to win every match. So I think it goes back to the privileges. Actually, when I say this, because I've been privileged enough to see the different side of the game, and that in Idahore. Because that help us so many. Because some youngsters they will easily think it's easier to play football. It's easier because we see these boys, they are playing in the match. They don't see this. They don't see that. They don't have this privilege of seeing how they train. They just only see the outcome, the result, the end results, which is the match. But the sacrifice in between, I think those are the important things for a youngster who wants to play the game.
That was our episode of Pitchside podcast, and thanks Mahoota for gracing us with your presence.
Did I do well?
You
No,
did very
you
well.
did. You did
Excellent.
fantastically well.
Excellent.
Like in the box. Huh?
When you're not passing.
No, I don't need to pass.
Yeah, Rick, pass when I score.
Yes,
You don't pass.
yes. Like I said, take pride in.
I have never fought with the player Twadalwe. Mara
no pass. That's why you want Kakora. You know. But it was nice, man. And thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you
enjoyed it.
You're gonna invite me again.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
Cool.
Of course. That was the episode, beautiful people. We're looking forward to the Wednesday's game. Mahoota Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. That will be an interesting one.
Scott in Samakepul.
Out.